Morning to all of you students. In our last lecture we had studied about the excretion in human of this chapter, which is human body, chapter 5, human body. Today we will start our next topic, which is nervous system. So what do you understand about nervous system, students? See, we will read it out here. If your hand accidentally touch to hot lid of a vessel, what is your reaction? Means if you touch any hot substance like any type of vessel, what you do? Okay, you withdraw your hands immediately. You just pull your hand toward backward side. This instant reaction without any thinking on your part is brought about by the nervous system. So the instant reaction is brought by the nervous system. The instant reaction which your body performs is just because of your nervous system, and the nervous system is built up of the nerve cells. See students, this is the single cell of nervous system. Means the whole nervous system is made up of which cell? Nerve cell, and nerve cell is also known as neuron. Okay student, the nervous system help us to react to our surrounding. It also help us to think, learn and remember things. It not only allow us to react on our surrounding, on our environment, but also it helps to think and to remember something, because here we will study the important part of nervous system. So you can see students, here is 3 part in which the nervous system is divided: the brain, the spinal cord and nerves. They are not the parts, sorry, they are the things which are involved in the nervous system: the brain, the spinal cord and the nerves. Student, you also know that the brain is embedded inside our skull, and the vertebral column contain spinal cord at the back side of our body through our neck region to our abdominal region is the spinal cord. And the nerves are the single cell of nervous system. The sense organ are able to detect change and send message immediately to brain and spinal cord along the nerves. Means our sense organs are eyes, nose, ear, tongue, skin. They accept any kind of change through environment and they react on that just because through the message being transferred through nerves. Okay, for example students, if we touch any subject, whether it is hot or cold, the message which transfer the message of hot and cold through our body to brain is just because of nerves. Okay, the first part is the brain. Human is the most intelligent animal on the earth. What makes him stand apart from organism is his highly developed brain. Why human is the most intelligent animal? Because the humans have the most developed brain. Okay, because our brain controls center of the body. Means the whole body of our mechanism is controlled by our brain. The brain helps human to get message, take decision and send messages. Means the brain is responsible to get any messages. Means whether we are feeling sad about anything, whether we are feeling any type of emotions, whether we are feeling any kind of touch, whether we are seeing any light, the all messages is detected by the brain. So here you can see the human brain has 3 parts: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. Okay, the human brain has 3 parts: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It is thus is also called as big brain. So brain is divided into 3 parts: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla, and cerebrum is the largest part. Okay, it reacts signals from the sense organ and let us what to do. So when our sense organ lies like eyes, nose, tongue, ear detect any kind of stimulus. Now what is a stimulus to students? A stimulus is a kind of external change or internal change on which our body respond. So that is a stimulus. So Our sense organ, when receives any type of stimulus or signals, it sends it to brain. Okay, it is also responsible for learning, memory, intelligence, and various emotional such as joy and sorrows. I also told you that it is also responsible for memory, intelligence, and various emotion like to get happy, to get excited. It is controlled by the cerebrum part of our brain. After that, cerebellum or the small brain lie below the cerebrum. So the cerebellum lie below the cerebrum. Okay, it is responsible for coordination of movement and for maintaining the balance of our body while walking, running, dancing, etc. Means we are doing any work, the balance in our body is made by the cerebellum part of the brain. So just revise students, cerebrum governs the learning capacity, the intelligence, the memory, and the cerebellum governs the balancing, the working posture, the body posture of the body. After that, the medulla or brain stem. Medulla is also known as brain stem, connects brain to the spinal cord. It controls certain vital involuntary or reflex actions such as breathing, heartbeat, digestion, sneezing. See student, what is involuntary action? The actions which we can't control. Okay, means we can't control our heartbeat, we can't control our digestion, we can't control our breathing. So these activities are known as involuntary activities, and the involuntary activities is governed by the medulla part of the brain, and the medulla is also known as brain stem. Here you can see students, this is the cerebrum, this is cerebellum, and this is medulla. After the brain you can see the spinal cord. What is spinal cord? A spinal cord originated from the brain, from this region to our abdominal region. If you see the human body, okay, so it arises from here, and this, the orange line, is our spinal cord. Okay, so see here, the spinal cord is a thick cord of nerve tissue that extends from the medulla and goes down the almost to the lower end of the backbone. Means it arises from the brain. Here you can see the upper part of the brain, it arises from here and go to the lower part of the backbone, means to below to our waist region. Okay, it is protected by a flexible backbone. Okay, the spinal cord is protected by our backbone, or we can say the vertebral column. The spinal cord act as highway transferring the information between the brain and rest of the body. Means if any information is going inside the brain from our body parts, firstly it goes into the spinal cord. Okay, means the spinal cord transfer the information from the body to brain and respectively from brain to the body. Especially students, the activities in which our brain doesn't get involved are governed by the only spinal cord. Means most of the involuntary actions in our body is governed by the spinal cord. Now nerves. Nerves is the, I had told you all of you that the nerve cell or the neuron is the main cell or the unit of the nervous system. So what is the function of nerves? All the information travel to and form the brain and spinal cord through long thread-like structure called the nerves. Means nerves are responsible for the formation of brain and spinal cord nervous system. Okay students, because the information, the messages get transferred through nerves. Okay, from one nerve to another nerve, and in our whole body the network of that nerves are known as nervous system. So coordination movement, students, what is the meaning of coordination movement? You can see our each and every body part is depending on one another, but they don't disturb one another. That process is known as coordination of movement. Means each and every part is moving in their way without affecting the other body part. Okay, they are also functioning their function, they are working properly, but the other part of your body is not getting affected by the function of any one single organ. So this type of work process is known as coordinated work process, and the process is known as coordination of movement. So you can see, students, coordination of movement is brought about by the nervous system and endocrine system. So inside your body, the each and every part is working properly is just because our nervous system and endocrine system. Nervous system comprises central nervous system, peripheral nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Central nervous system means CNS, peripheral nervous system means PNS, and autonomic nervous system means ANS, that runs parallel to spinal cord and controls involuntary action of the body. You had seen that in CNS the brain and spinal cord is found. In peripheral nervous system, all the nerves which is connected to our body part is present, but in the autonomic nervous system, the involuntary actions of our body is constitute under the autonomic nervous system. Okay students, the nerves emanate from the brain and spinal cord. They may be sensory and they carry impulse from the sense organ to the CNS, and motor nerves carry response from the CNS to the organ of response. So students, to understand this, we have to understand this topic, this table. Here you can see there are three types of nerves present inside the nervous system: sensory nerves, motor nerves and mixed nerve. So students, sensory nerves are those nerves which detect any stimulus. So students, what is this stimulus? If I am pinching any substance, if I am pinching any human, the pinch is for that human is stimulus. So suppose if I am pinching on the hand of any human, so the pinch is a stimulus for the hand. So the hand carry the sensory nerves, because sensory nerves carry message from the sense organ, means from here the sense organ is skin, to the brain and or the spinal cord, and then the spinal cord or brain is responsible for what your body have to do. So the nerves which are responsible to carry messages from the sense organ to the central nervous system is known as sensory nerve. Now what is motor nerve? Motor nerve is just reverse to the sensory nerve, because it carry message from the brain or spinal cord to the organ which is going to react on that stimulus. Okay, and what is mixed nerve? Mixed nerve is the interconnection between sensory and motor nerve. Do both the function like motor nerve and sensory nerve. It carry message from body part and bring orders from the brain or spinal cord, means it also carry function, it also carry message from sense organ to brain, and in another way they also carry message from brain to parts of the body. Okay students, now what is the reflex action students? The spinal cord controls the reflex action. Now what is reflex action students? The reflex action is the action which is done by our body simultaneously without involving our brain, means if we touch any substance which is hot, we just suddenly pull our hand in the backward side. This is the reflex action, and which is governed by the spinal cord. Okay. Now the endocrine system comprises of endocrine ductless gland and secrete hormones. After the nervous system, you can see here you have to study about endocrine system. Endocrine system consists endocrine glands. Okay, and the function of endocrine glands is to secrete hormone. Each and every hormone have their respectively functions. Okay, as comparison to nervous coordination, chemical coordination is slower, but it reaches out to each and every cell. So the nervous system coordinates the chemical coordination, like the nervous system contain the nervous coordination, and the endocrine system contains the chemical coordination, because hormone is a kind of chemical substance inside our body. Okay students, hope you know what is nervous system, what is endocrine system, because here you have to study only little about the endocrine system. There are many glands inside our body which is endocrine glands, like pituitary gland, thyroid gland, okay. Pancreas is a kind of mixed gland because it is exocrine and endocrine. So students, the duct or the gland which does not contain any kind of duct is known as endocrine glands. And endocrine glands secrete hormone perform their various function, and the function is known as chemical coordination, okay. So if you are having any doubt, you can ask me in my messages, and in our next or last lecture of this chapter we will study about the sense organs, okay.